All right, welcome back. Today I want to cover the topic of supplements, but before I do, let's talk about the elephant in the room. I'm wearing my fancy Ghana shirt, and I just realized as I'm looking at this, when they put on the pocket here, it covered up, so it's not very symmetrical. So that's driving me crazy just looking at this. So hope you can make it through the video. Anyway, when we talk about supplements in our nutrition, the building blocks of what we eat are basically three things: are macronutrients. Those are protein, carbohydrates, and fat. And so everything we eat usually is going to contain one of those. There are, though, some substances that we need in a lot smaller amounts, just minuscule amounts, but they can make an impact on our health. And those are typically our vitamins and minerals, micronutrients we call them. And that's one thing that the supplement industry is always promoting, in addition to fat burners and weight loss things and muscle building, all kinds of stuff. So with supplements, first of all, I'll just give you a word of warning. It's an industry where there's a lot of shady practices going on, and I'll talk about that in just a sec. So you want to be really careful. But there are times when you would want to supplement for certain things. You probably remember hearing in history classes how pirates used to get scurvy, or people in the old days got beriberi or rickets and things like that because they were so deficient of certain vitamins and minerals in their diet. We typically don't have that problem today because so much of what we eat is so processed, and it's supplemented and fortified with vitamins and minerals, that sort of thing. So we don't see that like we do. But there are definitely times when it may make sense to have a particular supplement. For instance, if someone's anemic, their doctor might recommend they take iron supplements. If someone is concerned about osteoporosis, they'll probably take some calcium. My son, when he was living in Finland, he was told to bring like a huge supply of vitamin D because there's so little sunlight there that they get seasonal depression sometimes if they don't have enough vitamin D because they don't get it from the sun. A bodybuilder, someone that's serious about working out and building muscle, might need to have some protein, additional protein powder, something like that, or maybe some creatine. But there are hundreds of supplements that they push in bodybuilding magazines and fitness magazines, and so many of them are just garbage. So just want you to be careful about that. Now, if you were to look at supplements in your nutrition, if your nutrition and healthy living was like a pyramid here, on the base, the foundation of that is going to be a balanced diet, healthy food. Next, they're going to be, exercise. There's going to be getting sufficient rest. There's going to be stress management, hydration. And then to put the tippy top, you've got this little bit here, and that's supplements. A lot of people have it backwards. I've known a lot of people, and myself sometimes have been guilty of this. You've got the tackle box, you open it up, and there's 20 compartments, and you take those pills every day, and you think, man, I'm taking all these pills, I'm so healthy. And sometimes if we're missing the fundamentals and those other things, if we're not doing those other areas and we have a bad diet, we're not exercising, we're stressed, we don't sleep, it's not doing us any good to take those supplements. So remember, there may be a place for it, but it comes in, it's kind of like a fine tuning thing when it comes to health. Unless, of course, you've got a particular medical condition or something where you need to take a supplement. One thing you need to be careful of is when you get a pharmaceutical type thing like drugs that are prescribed, they're called pharmaceutical grade because they've been tested. You know exactly what the active ingredients are, how much there are. However, in the supplement industry, and that's also with vitamins, minerals, herbs, diet pills, things like that, it's so shady because they don't have to prove all those sort of things. One thing you'll read a lot of, you'll see proprietary blend is a phrase. It's like our secret formula, like the Colonel's recipe on chicken, But that's one way of getting around not having to disclose the active ingredients and how much of something is in there. And then there's also, a lot of times they'll say these claims, this is not intended to diagnose or treat. And anyway, I guess legally they have to put that stuff on there. But a lot of the companies just are really good marketing and put out a lot of nice looking, great stuff. They're endorsed by a celebrity or a famous person or an athlete. But when those have been analyzed, a lot of times they come up really lacking, and they're very expensive also. So one thing just to be careful for. I'm not trying to bag on supplements. I use them, but I just want to make sure that people don't read an article how, oh, this is supposed to be good for me, and then order it online and get something from China that who knows what it is and if it's good quality. So to get around that, I would recommend that people use a company that's a recommended company that's got a good reputation. They've been around a while. They have quality products and stand behind their product. That can make all the difference when you're buying something versus just buying, the cheapest thing somewhere or something online when you don't know about it. So there definitely are times when you want to take a supplement. There are certain people who have greater needs. For instance, sometimes the elderly might have different dietary needs. Pregnant mothers, obviously, they'll get a prenatal vitamin so they can get the building blocks to help that baby develop. children as they're growing sometimes will have a special need for that. If you have a particular disease or something, and a physician or dietitian or nutritionist might recommend vitamins or minerals or some kind of supplement to help with that. But I guess my summary here is just make sure when you do use supplements, you're doing the other stuff first, and then also make sure that you get a quality one. If you do get a bad one that doesn't have good quality, you still may get the placebo effect. So that's the positive side if you're thinking positive. But aside from that, there's a lot of stuff that's so unnecessary out there. So anyway, I'd recommend you to look into that. Don't trust even my word on that, but do some research on your own if what things are really necessary, and find out from the right professionals and the right brands you should use for that sort of thing. Supplements, that it can be a great thing, but also it's something you want to watch out for in your life.